3, 2. This is like the opening to iCarly. Hello, and welcome to the currently untitled Gordon Ramsay Fancast. My name is Sam.
I'm Max.
And we are siblings. Here to talk to you about our favorite thing / person in the world. That's right, folks. We're here to talk to you about all things Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay. Max?
I was trying to think of man, he swam across the ocean, and what did we give him? Shit.
Yeah, Americans have really delivered Gordon Ramsay a lot of shit. A lot of bad risotto.
The thing about it, we're starting this now, I'm just realizing how daunting this task is.
Yes.
Because there's so much content.
Yeah, so...
we're just touching on the stuff that airs in America.
Oh, we're going to get to boiling point. So, just to give you an overview, dear listener, of what our podcast is about, we are huge fans of all things Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay.
Among other things,
but we love Gordon Ramsay. I'm talking MasterChef. I'm talking MasterChef Junior. I'm talking Kitchen Nightmares UK. I'm talking Kitchen Nightmares US.
I'm talking Gordon Ramsay's 24 Hours to Hell and Back, which is the spiritual successor of Kitchen Nightmares.
Right, the evolution of Kitchen Nightmares. No, but we watch all of these Gordon Ramsay things, and we thought, this is fun.
Yeah, some might say it's trash TV, but it's our trash TV.
But I say you're trash.
No.
Sorry.
Don't say that.
Sorry. Well, if you say that Gordon Ramsay's trash TV, then meet me out back. Let's have a Donnybrook. Anyway, so I'm Sam. This is Max. We are siblings. And we're here to talk to you about all things Ramsay, right?
I guess so.
Right.
I believe that's our objective.
So, yes. We're here to talk about all things Ramsay, as we've said. So, we thought the best place to start for our new Gordon Ramsay fan cast would be the Gordon Ramsay introduction to American television, which began many, many moons ago, May 30th, 2005, with the first episode of season 1 of Hell's Kitchen.
In the tail end of the Bush era, Gordon Ramsay sailed to America.
The tail end, or 3/4 of the way through? How do years work? 3/4 of the way through the Bush era. Yes, so we watched the first episode of the first season of Hell's Kitchen, and I have seen the full first season. Max, you have seen the last 2 or 3 episodes?
Yeah, I got in 4 contestants in.
Okay.
When they were 4 contestants away from the semifinals.
So yeah.
Yeah, so okay. Around there, yeah.
Great. So, there are just so many characters that you miss when you just jump in at the end. So, I'm really excited for us to go on this journey together, especially as someone who has already seen season 1 of Hell's Kitchen. But,
okay. So we're going to hop into it. We watched season 1, episode 1 yesterday, so it's not as fresh in my mind as I would like it to be, but we did take notes.
Yes, we did take notes. And I think you just need a day to, digest it, There's just a lot of stuff going on.
Often I'm just thinking about, people in the world, as I often do when I work from home. Mm-hmm. I just think about, man, are people really as crazy as television makes it out to be? And then you watch
Hell's Kitchen and you give it a bona fide yes.
Yeah,
these folks are buck wild.
These folks are buck wild.
We start with the first episode, season 1, S01 E01 of Hell's Kitchen.
Why'd you do it like that?
Because that's how they do it on Dailymotion, which is a website no one's even thought about since 2009.
I think about that website every day.
Oh, okay. Like, so, season 1, episode 1 of Hell's Kitchen opens up, and it's like, oh
yeah, like skyline.
It's like Big Ben, the bridge,
water.
The Queen, yeah.
The clouds.
And so it's
the cloudy skies of Britain.
And this announcer is like, London, England, home of many things. The Queen, something. And then it says, but now England boasts a new king of all chefs. And then it's like, meet Gordon Ramsay. He had a restaurant when he was 27, and it was voted the best restaurant. No. He opened his first restaurant when he was 27, and 2 years later, he was voted England's best chef.
Well, you're really, glossing over how intense this intro is, because this guy's like, Gordon Ramsay is a top-tier chef, voted #1, 3 Michelin star,
Well,
Like,
I was starting in the beginning because he said he was 27 when he opened his restaurant. 2 years later, voted best chef. Now he's a 3 Michelin star chef or whatever.
But it has
whatever
the
Michelin stars are. Like, I know that it's good when you have a lot.
It has the same intensity.
Yeah, it's like obviously this is the first anyone has ever heard of this guy. Like, it is very obviously like, this is Gordon Ramsay. Here's why you should give a shit. And it's like, the joke's on you. I already do.
It's because, like, buckle in, motherfuckers.
Yes. My favorite part of the opening is when they're just kind of doing a montage of how famous Gordon Ramsay is. And there's a part where he is taking pictures with people and 4 different times. And he goes, fromage, which is French for cheese.
Did he really do that?
Yes, like 3 times. It shows him taking pictures with people 3 times. And he's like, fromage, fromage, fromage. And I was like, that's my boy. That's my boy right there.
Oh, yeah, because
Gordon
you
Ramsay.
would say cheese.
Yeah.
Gosh.
But also, isn't he, like, Scottish? We're going to have to do some research.
No, he is Scottish.
Well, I guess he lives in London, so that's why England boasts a new king.
Mm-hmm.
Not Scotland boasts a new king of England. Or whatever. Not the plot to Macbeth. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, anyway. So they do this whole hoobity blah. And, like, they're like, here's what you're in for on Hell's Kitchen. He will inspire them. And then he's like, would I be standing here if I didn't believe in you? And then he's like, he will push them to their breaking point. And then it's that famous scene of Jessica throwing her arms up in the air. And he goes, what's this? What's this? Get back on your fucking station! And it's something I'll never forget because they show this little, like, intro to who Gordon Ramsay is and why you should give a shit for, like, the first 6 episodes of season 1, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's brand new to American television.
Yeah, that's true.
People didn't know Gordon Ramsay back then, which is buck wild. I feel like I can't even, like, remember a time when I didn't know who Gordon Ramsay was.
I know. It's like he's everywhere.
He's my king. Then we get into the second best part of the intro, which is the actual intro.
The famous
Yes, my favorite song that I hear in my nightmares. But so the intro is crazy because it's Gordon Ramsay standing there with his arms crossed. He's
poorly like green screened over like
flames and a kitchen, like flames over a restaurant with Gordon Ramsay over top. And he literally, I love it. He looks to his left, looks to his right, looks to his left, shakes his head a little bit.
But they're
looks
showing
forward.
Like each of the contestants. Like, so you've got like, what is it? You've got like Andrew Dewberry, and he's like looking back and forth, and he's just like
shake my head,
shake his head like these fucking chuckle fucks.
Yeah, he's like, they think they can be master chefs.
What a chump!
But he will turn one of them into master chef.
But yeah, so it's a whole. He does that.
It's literally like it's on a loop. Like he's just like, look,
it is on a loop.
Look, head shake, huh? Look, head shake, huh? And everybody just pops up, and it's like Carol Ann.
How many times do I have to do this?
Wendy.
This is hurting my neck.
He probably only did it those 3 times, and they were like, loop it. But yeah, so he looks at all of them and shakes his head at some of them, and he goes, huh, in between, over that great music, which I will sing every episode.
And then before the logo, it zooms on his face, and he just goes, huh.
Huh. And like, can I just say, he looks the same now as he did 13 years ago, but he looks better now.
He looks better now.
Like, I feel like in my memory, his hair was too big for his head in 2005, but I think that can be said for pretty much all people who were alive in 2005.
Their hair was too big for their
head. He looks
like,
I feel like he grew into his hair. But see, the thing is, I have this feeling now, but then when we watched the episode, I was like, no, it's normal. But for some reason in my mind, I'm like, that dude's hair is too big. It's just too big. So,
it's too
mull
much.
that over. It's too much. The craziest thing I think about Hell's Kitchen as a concept for a TV show.
Another thing in the intro. I'm sorry. Another thing in the intro that they boast is 72 cameras lined this whole.
Oh my god! Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. And so the premise for Hell's Kitchen. I keep wanting to say kitchen nightmares, but it is like a kitchen of nightmares.
It's a kitchen of my nightmares.
Yeah, so the thing about Hell's Kitchen is like they tried to, like, I feel like this is right around the same time that like Big Brother and Survivor came out. So everybody was like
Yeah.
super into like watching people interact with each other while also having to do other things.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, so it's like Terrace House, but they didn't get it right. Whereas in Terrace House, they did because they didn't make them do any games.
Oh, God, I fucking love Terrace House.
I love Terrace House. That's our next podcast. No, but so Hell's Kitchen, they've got these, 12 people? I think it starts out with 12.
I thought it would be more than that.
I think it's just 12 because they're on the 2 teams, 6 and 6. Yeah, it is 12.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Small. Okay.
Yeah, so they've got these 12 people with varying ranges of experience. Like you've got Elsie, mother of 6, and Jessica, headhunter, who's always wanted a restaurant, versus
Ralph, executive chef.
right, restaurateur,
Versus Chris, another executive chef.
Yes, and then it's like Andrew lived in a kitchen for 10 years or something. Michael is like a sous chef or something. So it's like people are just like completely different ranges of experience, which I think is crazy because they throw them all in there, but Gordon's like, I'm gonna make one of these people into a master chef, America's next best chef, America's next top model.
It's like a Survivor where you're just like, I don't care where you come from. I don't care if you're an executive chef, you're an accountant. You're all going on this fucking island.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy. Whereas like Master Chef, it makes more sense that they're all home cooks.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like they had to work for it.
I guess we'll have to see if they ever change that for Hell's Kitchen. But yeah, so they've got all these 12 people, varying ranges of experience. They live in dorms. And there are 72 cameras catching every little bit of the action.
72 hot cameras.
72 hot cameras ready to catch these people fighting. And
do you
boy,
want to
do
fight?
they.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. But yeah, that's crazy. So, and then you got the maitre d', Jean-Philippe.
I'm looking at my notes, and at one point I just wrote, "Oh Jesus."
Oh Jesus, bats. Mine says Jean-Philippe.
Get her done, Jean-Philippe.
But why did I? Okay, I don't even know what that note means. So
it's because you were saying it like Jean-Philippe. Like
no, I said he's the maitre d'.
He's the maitre d'.
The maitre d'. Get her done.
What?
So
that was
Jean-Philippe.
a bad joke.
I think it was a good joke yesterday, and I think it's a good joke today, and I stand by it. Let's break down these contestants, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've got Wendy, who is like an account manager. You've got Andrew, who has worked in the kitchen. I think it's one of those things where like his family owns a restaurant, so he thinks he's hot shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got my man, Dewberry, pastry chef.
Dewberry's a pastry chef. If you're Gordon Ramsay, you pronounce his name Dewberry, which I will because I believe that's the correct pronunciation. Then you got Michael, who is like a sous chef or something. He's chill.
You got Carol
You're about to see a
Ann.
plot twist with Michael in a couple episodes. I can't wait.
Oh my god.
Carol Ann, who is really pretty, but that's all I remember about her.
Yeah, she's just like there.
Yeah. You got Jessica, who's the headhunter, and that sticks out to me because I don't know what it is.
Jessica
But it's like,
for
isn't
like
it like
a visual.
you find people who find people for other people's jobs or something?
I thought you hunt deer.
No. God, no. But she has really spiky, like, very 2000s hair.
She has frosted tips.
She has, like, oh my gosh. Was it, like, one of the girls in S Club 7 that had, like, the spiked hair?
She has, like, was it Justin Timberlake who had the spiked hair?
No,
Or
I think
Aaron
you're thinking...
Carter?
It's like if Aaron Carter and that girl from S Club 7 shared hair.
I don't know what S Club 7 is. I just remember the S Club.
Yeah, that's all that S Club 7 is, bruh.
Just that song.
But then you got Elsie, who is a mother of 6. Love Elsie, because she is just a badass.
Then you got Ralph, who is a man of many stories.
Yeah, and he's always, like, hyping himself up, and I'm like, listen, shut up. Then you got Jimmy, who Gordon said was too fat to be a chef later on, but we'll get to that. Mary Ellen, she's sweet. I think she's a bartender.
I think so too.
And then Chris, the executive chef, who like thinks he's hot shit.
And then
Jeff, who looks like a thumb. I'm not trying to make all of these like superficial comments about everybody,
but like you gotta give them a visual if they're not gonna watch Hell's Kitchen.
And if you are listening to this and you haven't watched it, don't worry, we'll paint a clear picture for you.
Yeah,
Jeff
we're
literally
really...
looks like a thumb. He looks like those things, the thumb guys from Spy Kids. And he's on the red team, so like he legitimately looks like it.
I hate those a lot.
Yeah.
I am.
And you're gonna hate Jeff. So the first thing that they do is they're like, "Hi everyone, welcome to our champagne mixer. Have some champagne. Your sous chefs, whose names I never remember, are here. Just have some champagne, chill out." And then they're like,
each other. They're just like,
and then they're like, "Surprise, motherfuckers! You got to cook your famous dish for Gordon Ramsay in like 15 minutes." Or they get 45 minutes.
They get 45 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is where I have some notes.
Yeah, and this is where like you get like everybody's making their dishes and like you get to interviews of each of them and they're like, "Man, Gordon Ramsay, he's going to be so impressed with me. I can just feel it.
Yeah.
My kids love this dish. My husband loves this dish. My wife loves this dish. Everybody at my restaurant loves this dish I'm making."
Yeah, they're all like trying to hype up their own food, except for Elsie. She's humble.
Yeah.
and Elsie's like, "I don't know, I just made some chicken soup or something." I think she makes the chicken soup later, but
yeah, she made the. I'll look at that later.
Yeah, so I made notes on the important ones. Jimmy cut off the greens of a bunch of carrot tops and gave that to him. And Gordon was like, "Eat this." He was like, "Put out your hand," and started flicking the carrot tops at him with a fork. And Jimmy caught most of them, which I thought was really impressive. Andrew made this like Andrew's awesome chicken penne, right? That Gordon Ramsay said was absolute donkey shit.
Yeah, here's the thing about Gordon Ramsay. If you guys don't know, he is very hard to impress.
Well, and they're really trying to hammer it home too in this first episode of Hell's Kitchen. They're like, "This guy, he's gonna rip your ass apart with his words. Then he's gonna rip your food apart with his words."
Who do you think this is, Bobby Flay?
Yeah, right. You think this is bitch ass Bobby Flay? Don't get me started. It's like, this ain't guys' grocery games. Not everybody's going home with a participation trophy.
Guy Fieri could kick ass.
Who do you think would win in a culinary battle? If Gordon Ramsay and Guy Fieri went against each other in Iron Chef, who do you think would win?
I really think Guy Fieri would win if he put his heart into it.
You think he could? I think Bobby Flay would win. And he wasn't even in it. He'd be like, "I just made some peppers." Anyway. Yeah, so Andrew's awesome penne, he said it was absolute donkey shit. And Andrew's like 24, and he's like, "If Gordon doesn't like me, then we're gonna have to like fucking go."
Yeah, that's the
he's
thing
like,
about this. Like, they take it all so personally. Like, this is a competition.
yeah, but like Gordon Ramsay's like, "Don't take it personally, but you'll never amount to anything." Like, he's tough. He's tough on them.
He's tough on them, but like he's doing
but like out
it
of
for
love.
them.
Like, I've seen MasterChef Junior. I know who Gordon Ramsay really is. But if you haven't seen MasterChef Junior, don't watch it. We'll recap it. Okay. Anyway, so Wendy, this fucking nerd, walks up and she's like, she made like some kind of like chicken something weird, something that was kind of like, I don't know. No, I think she made like some sort of like chicken salad thing, and then she was like, "If I'd known you were coming, I would have put lobster in." And Gordon deadass looks at her and goes, "You knew I was coming." And like, she's the first one, so it's like,
and everyone's just like, "Oh."
Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, he's not joking around." It's like, first of all, Wendy, that was a terrible joke. Second of all, this is Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Third of all, shh.
Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Who the fuck do you think I am? Gordon fucking Ramsay.
Yeah, but they don't know that. They're American.
He's like, I swam across the Atlantic Ocean for this.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay swam here. Tell your friends.
I wouldn't put it past him.
He probably could. Well, maybe not at his 2005 physical peak, but his 2018 Gordon Ramsay could definitely swim across the Atlantic Ocean. His hair is not too big for his body anymore, so he'd be able to stay under the water.
His suits are very buoyant.
I'm thinking about when he wears, like, blue Henleys. I think I'm really into Gordon Ramsay. Anyway, my favorite part of this, when they're tasting everybody's dishes, because it's pretty much just a roast fest. It's like, bring up your favorite dish, I'm going to tell you it sucks, and then we're going to rebuild you from the bottom. And
tear them down to build them again.
And every person brings up their dish and gives it to Gordon, and he's like, "This sucks." Aside from Carol Ann, who has absolutely zero experience, and Elsie, who has absolutely zero experience. They're the only two that do any good, right? But, like, every person, like, 3 different times they show everybody in the back, and everyone's just like, "Oh, yeah, oh, whoa, yeesh. Like, this is gonna be tough, guys." I don't know. I think we underestimated him.
Goalie.
And, like, they keep showing Elsie, and Elsie literally looks like she's gonna pass out.
Like
she's
has
got a towel. Yes.
Where did she get it?
She, like, brought a towel from home that she keeps, like patting her forehead, and she's like, I don't know. Oh, my gosh. And she's like, I knew it was my turn. And then it was, like, really good. I brought my
sweat towel.
Yeah, she brought, like, a rag from the kitchen. But then, yeah, Elsie and Carol Ann did really good, right? And so then they didn't
do really good. They did not bad.
Right. But then, but Gordon goes, not a lot of promise. Not a lot of promise? And I was like, shit. Not a lot of promise.
There's 2 executive chefs there.
I know. And Chris is so butthurt about it. Chris and Ralph, they're so pissed off. Anyway, so then they're like, okay, you're on your team. So they got the red team and the blue team, right? Y'all know the standard Hell's Kitchen format. Well, if you don't, here's how it goes. Hell's Kitchen has 2 state-of-the-art kitchens. It's a fine dining restaurant. There's the red team and the blue team, and they're 2 completely separate kitchens. The dining room is split in half. So each table either has tacky red plates or tacky blue plates. I don't know if you noticed, the plates in Hell's Kitchen are hella tacky.
Well, in
2005. Yeah, well, you always got to take that into account.
They were using Mainstay when it was like a superior
No,
brand.
It literally looks like they got decorative plates from like Dollar General. Shout out to DG, not a sponsor. But yeah, like the red plates and the blue plates are not like fancy. And then you got your maitre d', get her done, Jean-Philippe, out there just fielding these people. And like, you thought the contestants were bad, dude? Wait till you get to the fucking diners. They're the worst. They're crazy.
I mean, they're fine.
No, shut up. Okay, as if. Anyway, so yeah.
They're real people, I think.
They're real people they're like, can you, like, make a scene? And they're like, oh, I'll make a scene. And this lady's like, you're joking! Anyway, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that, yeah.
2 kitchens, red and blue table, right? So they send them back to their dorms, and they're like, meet us in the dining room in, like, 30 minutes. They get back to the dining room, and guess what? It's the first day. Hell's Kitchen is fucking open tonight. What? And they're going to have to do a dinner service on their first night there. Half of them don't even know how to cook.
Yeah, fuck.
Half of them, including Elsie and Carol Ann, who did the best, don't even know how to cook. Right? And so they're like prepping and stuff. Are they
on the same team?
Yeah, Elsie and Carol Ann are on the same team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because Elsie was on appetizers and Carol Ann was on desserts. But we'll get there. So they have to learn 5 entrees, 5 appetizers, and 5 desserts.
Before tonight.
Yeah, they keep saying before tonight. And I think that they have like 7 hours to prep, which is not bad, I guess, but it is bad if you don't know how to run a restaurant. But then, and so they show clips of like Elsie and like the people who don't know a lot, like learning stuff. And Chris is like, this is an oven. Did you see that part?
I don't think
he's like, this is a conventional oven. It's got a fan in it. And I was like,
fuck you,
he's
Chris.
such an asshole.
I literally have in my notes, ugh, Chris.
Yeah, he's an asshole, dude, and he thinks he's too good for it, but we'll get there.
Yeah, man, we're really tearing into Chris right now. This is 2005. I don't know how he feels right now.
Whatever, Chris. I mean, you know, they do paint certain people to be the bad guy, I guess, but...
Yeah, people grow. People change.
Yeah, people grow, people change. Chris, we're willing to give you a second chance.
Hope you're doing well.
If you're listening. Yeah, okay, so I have written here valets, eye roll, because they're like, Hell's Kitchen has 12 cooks, 2 sous chefs, 1 maitre d', get her done, 58 servers, 7 valets. And I'm like, they're like, wow, this is high class. Somebody else will park your car for you. But I guess it's fine dining. It was 2005. I guess now if I went to a place and there was a valet, I'd be like, ooh. Or I'd actually be like, I'm not supposed to be here. I'd be like, this is out of my comfort zone.
I'm in the wrong parking lot.
I can't afford this. No, but they've like got like a red carpet and there's like all these like movie lights. You know what I mean? Max, I'm doing an X motion with my arms. I hope you understand what this means.
Yeah.
There's a strip club nearby. But instead it's Hell's Kitchen.
Literally, I remember at our family home, I would go out sometimes and I would just like see.
You can see the strip light.
Yeah.
Light.
Because there was like a strip club like in the mountains somewhere.
The hidden strip club. But yes, so it's got those, you know, those crisscrossy lights, everybody.
They go crisscross applesauce.
Crisscross applesauce. First thing they do when they get everybody into the kitchen on their teams, they're like, all right, first step. Jeff, you're a server. Ralph, you're a server. And Ralph is like, what the actual fuck? I'm supposed to be in the kitchen. And Jeff is like, herby derb.
We're both chefs.
Yeah, and so I don't even remember what Jeff does. That's literally how unremarkable he is to me. I do not remember what he does, like, as a profession. Like, is he a cook? I have no idea. Do I give a shit? No. That's my impression of Gordon Ramsay. No. I'm out. Okay, and so they make Jeff and Ralph go out and be servers instead. I think just because of the space in the kitchen. They just, like, don't have enough room. And so they, first of all, wear their chef jackets to go out and be servers, which I thought was an interesting choice.
Yeah,
I think it was very much like, we're supposed to be in the kitchen.
Yeah, like, we represent the kitchen.
We represent the Lollipop Guild. Like, just put him in a button-up.
Yeah,
but I guess it was just to be like...
Give him, like, a red or a blue, like, sash. Like, waiters wear. The sash of a waiter.
You mean like an apron?
I didn't want to say apron for some reason.
The sash of a waiter.
The royal sash.
Yeah. But so they're wearing their chef jackets, but I guess it's just to be like, these guys are supposed to be back there. Because I think everybody that...
Like, wow, they really care if they're coming right from the kitchen.
Or they're probably like, wow, these guys really suck if they got kicked out of the kitchen on the first night.
No, I would be like, wow, you came all the way from the kitchen just to tell me. Wow.
You came away from the kitchen just to tell me that my food's not ready.
I appreciate that.
I'm just making sure I'm not missing any things in my notes. I have here, Jeff's an idiot. Ralph sucks.
I think
that I'm taking a lot of judgment from things that I know happen in the future that you don't know. Also.
I took like shit notes.
Max literally just scribbled.
I just said like, none of these Chuckle Fucks are going to survive.
They'll all die in Hell's Kitchen. No, but okay, so
like these.
Ralph and Jeff are out there serving tables or whatever, and like Ralph is always like, oh, I get along well with the ladies, my whatever, right? And then all of a sudden shit starts to hit the fan, right? Elsie can't make a risotto. It looks like glue.
It's literally stuck to the pan. He goes, oh my god. And this is like a reoccurring trend in Hell's Kitchen where nobody can people either cannot make a risotto or cannot make scallops. Do you remember the compilation of just like people fucking up the scallops where they're just like
No, I don't think I've seen that compilation, but I'm excited to see it play out in real time in my life. But like the risotto is always like sticky. Like it's stuck. Yeah. I never had a risotto.
Risotto is like rice and cheese.
Well, yeah, I've made exactly one risotto, and it was out of some leftover Chinese takeout white rice, and it was pretty good. It had some mushrooms in it, some cheese and stuff. Until that moment, I had no idea what a risotto was supposed to like taste like or look like, but I sure as shit knew when I saw it.
Or is it supposed to be cold?
It's hot, but I sure as shit knew when I saw it on Hell's Kitchen. I was like, I can be like, that's not a good risotto.
Like it was gray.
Yeah, but I'm sure that's just like the seasoning or something. I don't. Maybe it wasn't supposed to be gray.
Maybe that's why it was stuck.
I don't know. We should probably learn more about food if we want to do a podcast about, well, fuck that.
They don't know enough about
Yeah, these
food.
chuckle fucks don't know anything about food. But yeah, so Gordon's sending stuff back to people, whatever. Andrew's got a bad attitude. Jimmy's like, I'm not a piece of garbage. Elsie, the thing about Elsie, this is going to be an Elsie appreciation podcast as opposed to Gordon Ramsay. Elsie from season 1 of Hell's Kitchen.
The Elsie arc.
The Elsie arc. She, the thing is, she doesn't know a lot, but she's a really quick learner. So she fucks up the risotto, and then they're like, this is how you're supposed to do it. And then she does it perfect.
Yeah.
Or she does it 3 times, and he sends it back 3 times. But then the time that she gets it, she keeps doing it perfectly after that. So Elsie's my girl.
She adapts.
She does. She learns very quickly, and she really takes it in her stride, and I think that she's very strong. Mother of 6, Elsie. That's her description, her job title. Mother of 6. Which is an admirable thing.
Good job, Elsie.
Good job, Elsie, wherever you are. So, and then Chris fucks up some steak. He overcooks or undercooks something. Should take better notes. But he ruins it, right? And then he puts it up on the hot plate. And Gordon's like, what the fuck is this, you idiot? And he's like, what? I thought you'd like it or something. And Gordon is like, you're an executive chef. You think I'm going to send that? Blah, blah, blah. And so then the voiceover is like, in Gordon Ramsay's kitchen, whenever one plate needs to be redone, it means the kitchen has to redo the whole table. So he takes a whole table's worth of food and throws it at Chris. and is like, clean it up, you idiot. And I just think that that's like the most extra food wasting thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, I remember the first time that I heard that, I was like, what? I feel like that's not something that he still makes them do. Maybe on Hell's Kitchen. To be fair, this is the only season of Hell's Kitchen I've seen, so I don't know what the evolution of Gordon Ramsay looks like, and if he still has this buck wild rule that
he's just like picking up
if you mess up like the broccoli on the side of one plate, you have to redo the whole plate. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that's how he runs it.
Well, I guess it makes sense if you don't want the food to get cold, but it just seems so wasteful. Anyway.
But this is also a reality show.
Yeah, I guess so. Gordon Ramsay's really good at laying on that drama, like, real thick. And he's always talking about, he's like, they need to have discipline and concentration. He always says, if you just concentrate. That's what he keeps saying. And I'm like, you know what? He's right. If they just concentrate, they could probably do it. You know? You know?
It'd be very hard to concentrate in that environment, though.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But he just keeps saying, like, they need to be disciplined and they need to concentrate. They need to concentrate. So they get through part of the dinner service and
like,
then...
People, like, nobody gets their food for at least, like, 2 hours in. And the whole time I'm like, this is, like, a risky restaurant to run.
Well, you know, the thing is... But they're all like, oh, it's Gordon Ramsay's restaurant. Like, did you see the valet and the strip club lights?
But, like, you go there and it's like, oh, the valet, the strip club lights. Oh, it's Gordon Ramsay. Maybe I'm going to get my dinner.
Well, yeah, but they're like, hey, this is going to be a train wreck. I bet they are. I bet they're like, we'll buy you McDonald's on the way out, but this is going to be a mess. So, JSYK. Jimmy messes up, like, he overcooks a steak or something. And he's like, you know what, Gordon Ramsay, he's a bully. He likes to push people around, but I'm not a piece of garbage, so I'm not going to let him treat me like a piece of trash. And then Gordon's like, Jimmy, come here, you fat fuck. Shoves a plate of food. I don't know if he calls him a fat fuck, but he probably did, honestly. Shoves a plate of food in his chest and is like, I'm not eating that. That's my dog's dinner. Blah, blah, blah. And then Jimmy tries to pull some lamb out of the, like, heating oven with just a dish rag instead of using the oven mitt, which is right next to it. And then he dumps grease all over his hand and throws a lamb on the counter and, like, ruins it. So.
But he burned himself.
Yeah, because he didn't use a pot holder. He was like, I'm just going to use a dish rag to grab this really hot thing.
This is Hell's Kitchen. It's a very stressful environment.
I don't think anything in my life would ever be too stressful for me to use an oven mitt.
I literally, like, for dinner today, I wasn't even stressed, and I, like, grabbed a hot handle of, like, the pan that was in the oven, and I was just like, ow!
Oh, it's because you're like, this is not supposed to be in the oven. But it is in the oven. I have a thing here that says, Andrew's such a punk.
He is.
Love Gordo, but he cray. Petition. Can we call Gordon Ramsay Gordo?
Would he appreciate that?
Gordo,
Probably
do you
not.
like it?
No, he doesn't.
Well,
hang on.
Call him up. Ring, ring. It's me. It's me, the king of chefs.
Hello?
Hello. Hello, governor. Anyway.
He's not even British. He's Scottish. He says
That's
no.
what I'm saying.
He said no to Gordo, by the way.
Well, I'm saying yes to Gordo.
Oh, yeah, because this is your podcast.
It's one half of my podcast. Anyway. Podcast. I think we're jumping the gun a little bit. He says to Jimmy, what are you doing? Do I need to fax it to you? He's talking about like an order or something. He's like, what is it going to take to get you blah, blah, blah? Do I need to fax it or email it to you? And I was like, fax? 2005.
Yeah, remember fax machines? Fuck that.
So I'm getting down to the end of my notes. I have here, these customers are the worst. Underline worst. Because, okay, so we've got 2 3-star tables of customers in this episode. We've got Ralph's, 4, what's her name? Kellyanne Conway's. There are 4 Kellyanne Conway's at one blue table.
Getting relevant.
What's not relevant about a TV show, a reality cooking competition for 2005? Anyway, so you got the 4 Kellyanne Conway's who are just upset. Granted,
who I am convinced were paid to act out.
I think all of the customers are like, they're like, hey, you know why you're here. Why don't you raise a ruckus? And they're like, gladly. So yeah, you got the 4 Kellyanne Conways there, and they are waiting like 2 hours for their appetizers, and they're like, Ralph, when's our food coming, Ralph?
I'm literally so upset that my food is not here yet.
Right. And like, one of them gets up and goes, and they're like, Ralph, when are we gonna get our food? And he's like, listen, if you want your food, you better go talk to the chef. And he goes up there, and she goes up, and she's like, excuse me. And he literally is like, fuck off. No, I'm not dealing with this shit. And then everyone's like, oh my gosh, like,
yeah,
Gordon Ramsay.
He's like, Jean-Pierre, can you get the bimbos out of here?
His name is Jean-Philippe. Jean-Philippe. His name is Jean-Philippe. He's the maitre d'. Get her done.
Calm down.
No, listen, it's a recurring plot line. People, bitches in this kitchen, spoiler alert, Ralph, always get his name wrong, and it upsets him, and it upsets Gordo. So we've got, okay, so the first girl goes up, and she's like, where's my food? And he tells her, fuck off, right? And then two more are like, you know what, this is ridiculous. And he goes up, and he's like, and they're like, Mr. Chef. And he's like, what? I'm busy. And they're like, you upset my friend. And he's like, did I? And she's like, yeah, because you told her to fuck off. And he goes, well, tell her I meant it. And he was like, can you please escort these ladies back to like the...
And they have that like incredulous like smile on their face, like, ah!
I can't believe it. He's like out here being like an insult comic behind the line. And like these bitches are living for it. They're like, I paid for a valet to be here to get roasted by Gordon Ramsay. And then this other guy is like...
This is my kink.
Gross. And then... There's a guy that's being high maintenance or whatever, and his wife. So eventually everything just like gets all fucked up. And
eventually Gordon's like no shut
food,
it down.
Yeah, no food's coming out. No food's coming out, so they shut it all down.
Jean-Philippe, like, shut it the fuck down.
Yeah, he's like, shut it down. And there's like no lobster. Michael's like, I don't have any lobster. And Gordon's like, well, is there lobster in the back?
They forgot to put out the lobster to
They
cook.
like didn't prep any lobster. So Michael's like, we don't have any more lobster. And Gordon's like, are there live lobsters in the back? Then go fucking get them. And that really stresses me out because I don't like the idea of killing a lobster just to eat it. However, I eat meat regularly. But like the fact that he's like, do we have live lobsters? I'm like, those poor guys.
You gotta get them fresh.
Those poor 2005 lobsters.
They would have died months later.
They would have died moments later. But yeah, and so he shuts down the kitchen, right? And then he's like, Jean-Philippe, you got to go tell all these angry people. It's like 10:15. Hell's Kitchen opened at like 6:30.
Yeah,
it's like 5:30. It opens really early. And then
literally nobody got their dinners.
Everybody's just sitting there. And then at 10:15, they're like, sorry, we're shutting the kitchen down. And this one woman, her husband was being high maintenance most of the time. But then she's like, wait. No. You're joking.
Yeah, she's like, wait, this is a joke, right?
She's like, this is a joke. You're joking.
Don't
tell me. No. You can't tell me.
You're joking. You're joking.
Shut up. She lays it on so thick.
Yeah.
So thick.
So that's the point I was like, that's the point where I was like, these people are getting fucking paid.
Well, they're getting paid to get there and not eat dinner, first of all.
They probably eat beforehand.
Yeah, they'd send them to McDonald's. There's McDonald's in the limo.
But would those rich ass people eat at a place like McDonald's?
Who says they're rich, dude? They're probably just like a bunch of TV extras. I don't know. Well, now I want to know who the diners are. Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
This episode, we explore the diners.
Themselves, not the like diner restaurant. Anyway.
Excuse me, who are you?
Okay, so yeah, Gordo's out here roasting bitches. Jeff looks like a thumb. That's my last note.
That was my last note. Okay, so but I have more notes.
But okay, so they shut the kitchen down or whatever, send everybody home. Miserable performance. Everybody did terribly, except, well, it's like it's not who did the best; it's who did the worst or the least bad or whatever. Right.
Who fucked up the least?
Yeah, so they pick a winning team and a losing team. The red team loses. That's Jeff, Elsie, Carol Ann, Jimmy, and Chris?
I think so. Which are really setting a high bar.
There's one more.
Carol Ann, Elsie, Dewberry?
Oh, yeah, Dewberry. Dewberry's on the red team. And at one point, Gordon... Okay, we're kind of jumping around a little bit here. But there's one point where Dewberry's just standing there, as Dewberry does. And Gordon tells him he looks like an overgrown muffin. Or like an overflowing muffin or something. And it's just like... Bah. But yeah, so the winning team was the blue team because they got more of their food out, I think.
Yeah,
is what
but
happened.
their
It was like,
desserts...
oh no, he couldn't decide. They were both so bad that he had to use the customer comment cards. So the blue team won based on the customer comment cards, mostly because they loved Ralph, surprisingly, even though I think he's a major dickhead. But so the red team loses, which means that somebody from the red team is going home. And so in one of my favorite reality TV show plot points, the least bad person on the red team, who in this one was Elsie, mother of 6, gets to pick 2 people to put up for elimination. Right? And so he's like, Elsie, you get to pick the 2 people that are up for elimination this week. Go back to the dorms for like 30 minutes and everybody's going to bug you about it and then come back and tell me what you decide.
He's secretly thinking, God, I hope she picks Chris and Jeff.
I don't know. However, I don't know. But so everybody's back at the dorms and they're like, oh, Elsie, it's going to be so bad when he sends me home. Oh my gosh, God. I can't believe it.
I have
no hard
to go.
feelings.
I'm
homeless.
Gosh.
This is just like on Skin Wars when she was like, I'm so tired of Mythica talking about, I'm so sick of sleeping in a laundromat. Like, we're all poor. It's just like that, but Hell's Kitchen. But so Dewberry specifically is like, well, if you pick me, it's no hard feelings, you know? And she's like, oh, shut up. You're not going anywhere, Elsie. And so Dewberry's like, I'm feeling pretty confident. He kind of like backed her into a corner. And so Elsie nominates Carol Ann.
Because she didn't do anything in the kitchen.
She didn't do anything, really. She was just kind of standing around until Gordon was like, hey, do something. And then she started doing stuff. And then, in a surprise plot twist, Elsie nominates Dewberry. Yeah, she nominates Dewberry, and he's like blindsided. Yeah, he's like, what?
He's literally that gif of the guy going like, the guy blinking, where he's like,
oh yeah, my favorite meme. He's like, what? So yeah, so she nominates Carol Ann, who didn't do anything, and Dewberry, who didn't do anything, except stand there and like be in the way. He tells, who is it, Jeff and Chris, or Jimmy? Oh, Jeff and Jimmy. Yeah, Jeff and Jimmy. He's like, you two dodged some major bullets tonight. Like
if it were me, you fucking assholes would be out of here.
Yeah, man.
You'd be out of the curb. Because that's how Gordon Ramsay talks. Out of the curb.
You'd be out on the curb. But yeah, so he gives a long dramatic speech, right? Gordo does.
About like some nonsense. Some Hell's Kitchen nonsense about teamwork. He's like, never turn your back on the team.
That's right.
And tonight, you did just that. So the person going home tonight is...
Dun dun dun. Carol Ann. Yeah, so Carol Ann goes home.
And she's really torn up about it.
Well, and it's kind of a bummer. I personally think that she could have done more.
I always feel bad for the first person to go home.
Well, you know, I think that, first of all, in that, like, surprise you have to cook Gordon Ramsay your best dish challenge, I think she did a good job.
Yeah, she made just like a chicken parmesan, yeah.
Yeah, she made a chicken parmesan, but it was like good enough for Gordon Ramsay to be like, oh, all right. Gordo was like, righto. Yeah, so she went home. Dewberry did not go home, but now he does not trust Elsie. He's very upset.
Dewberry in his interview was like, if I ever get that chance again, you know it's going to be payback time.
Yeah, payback time. No, yeah, Dewberry is just like a Southern queen.
He has a Lindsey Graham energy to it, and Lindsey Graham is a piece of shit.
Just put that out there. Lindsey Graham's a piece of shit.
Didn't expect this podcast to get political, huh?
I already talked about Kellyanne Conway. So, but yeah, so that's the first episode, season 1, episode 1 of Hell's Kitchen. Unfortunately, old Carol Ann had to bite the dust. Another one bites the dust.
America, you asked for a show. And boy, howdy, did you get one hell of a bunkin' ride.
Yeah, if you wanted the king of chefs, you got him. You wanted us, you got us. So that is your first introduction to Hell's Kitchen, season 1, episode 1.
I really hope we painted a vivid picture.
I hope so too. I think the almost the best thing about Hell's Kitchen is how dated it is. Like,
It
just from,
looks so
like, the
fucking
hairstyles to
And,
the
like,
decorations in the restaurant to,
and,
like,
the
what people are
box,
wearing.
It's like box. It's like it's not widescreen. Or it's not like formatted for TV really all that well. So it's just kind of like
TVs were just smaller back then.
TVs were just smaller back then in 2005.
Back then, you had to get up to change the channel.
Back in my day, we only had one channel.
And it was Fox, and we watched Hell's Kitchen all the time. But anyway, so Max, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part of season 1, episode 1 of
Hell's Kitchen.
Of Hell's Kitchen. This.
I was about to say, my favorite part was the friends we made along the way.
My favorite part was... Ow!
For those of you listening at home, I just punched Max in the punch. He tried to give me a fist bump.
And
he tried to give me a high five, and I turned it into a fist bump, and then I just punched him.
I tried to meet your fist bump, but then you just fucking punched me anyway.
The momentum. The momentum had already begun.
You can control momentum. I'm pretty sure that's a physics law.
Well, the joke's on you because I don't understand physics. So.
Well, my legit favorite part was the fucking nonsense editing and like and intros.
Yeah, like
there's literally just hellfire everywhere. Like there's no fire in the kitchen. There's no fire like in the dining room, but literally all of the like transition shots are just like wipe off some sweat, but the sweat is a pitchfork, or turn on the oven, but the oven is hellfire, or Gordon Ramsay sharpening knives.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Wait, no, that's Kitchen Nightmares.
No, he does it. He's like he doesn't do the double knife thing where he's like shoo, 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 while knives are just like hitting him, like hitting all around him on a dartboard. He's just like it's just a close up of him just like sharpening a knife on that stick thingy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the stick.
The sharpened stick.
Right, the sharp stick. The sharpener. Okay, so
the pencil sharpener.
Okay,
what are you looking up on your phone?
I'm looking up Gordon Ramsay quotes because I feel like we should do a moment of wisdom.
Moment of wisdom from our pal, who I will never meet and honestly don't want to meet, Gordon Ramsay. It's not that I don't want to meet him because I think he'll yell at me. It's because like I'll say
I like wasn't listening to you and I just tuned back in to like
but like I feel like anything I say he's just gonna be like, well, here's why you're wrong, and I have to be like, god damn it, he's fucking Gordon Ramsay. I'm not even gonna check his fact. Like he could tell me that like I could be like, the sky's blue, and he's like, actually it's teal. And I'll be like, fuck, he's right. He's Gordon Ramsay.
Well,
get us some quotes. Get us a quote in here.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll get one. I want to find one from this episode.
I don't know if you're going to narrow it to season 1, episode 1.
We're just going to have to keep an eye out.
Just say something Gordon Ramsay would say.
First name?
He's
Dewberry. Like... Blueberry. Gordon called him Blueberry.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we're going to end every episode with a moment of wisdom from the episode that we watched.
We were clearly not prepared for that.
I'm prepared. So, our moment of wisdom from season 1, episode 1 of Hell's Kitchen. And you think every time you want to ask me a question, fat fuck, that I'm going to run over there and talk to you while I'm trying to run the kitchen? You fucking come to me. Is that clear?
Translation. Take your own initiative.
Yeah, he said that to Andrew because Andrew was like, can you come here and tell me if this looks good? And he was like,
and honestly,
fat fuck.
And honestly, that was inspiring to me as a person.
That Andrew asked him to come look at it?
No. Fuck. No.
What?
God. No. That Gordon.
Gordo.
Gordon.
Gordo.
That Gordon is like, you come to me. Like, no, what does he say?
He's like, I'm busy. If you have a question, you come up here and ask me.
Yeah, like, you don't wait, don't wait for someone to come to you. You go to them. and ask them.
Another good quote. Chef, Mr. Chef? Yes, ladies. You hurt my friend's feelings. I hurt your friend's feelings. Yes, she's very upset. Why? Because you told her to fuck off? Oh, really, did I? Yeah, you did. Could you tell her that I meant it? Yeah, I'll tell her. And then, Jean-Philippe, can you take these two ladies, please, back to plastic surgery? Whoa.
Wow, really got him, Gordon.
He really fucking got him.
Some people are very body positive about plastic surgery.
Well, 2005.
Yeah,
Crazy time.
It was 2005. We hated everything.
So what's our piece of wisdom?
Don't go on Hell's Kitchen.
Well, thanks for listening to our first episode of the currently untitled Gordon Ramsay Fancast.
We'll figure it out.
We'll be back next week with season 1, episode 2 of Hell's Kitchen. Be sure to tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Tell my friends.
Tell their friends.
Pay it forward.
Pay it backwards.
And in the words of the super duper wise Gordo Ramsay, blueberry?
Fucking yes, babe!